The Singularity. An inflection point in human evolution. The Singularity. A release from all known bounds. An inflection point casting humanity free of every prior limitation from all known bounds. Casting humanity free of every prior limitation of mind and body at exponential speeds. Humanity's technological learn to rewrite their biology at exponential speed limitations. Humans learn to rewrite their biology, redefine their limitations, their minds eliminate them entirely. They were no longer as the universe made them. Their minds transcend what they chose to be. They were no longer as the universe made them, but something what they chose to be. Something no longer human, but something different. We are what came after. Something greater. We are new. We are what came after. And we are new. Expanse calls to us. We are post-human. We move among the stars, converting dead worlds into terrenium. We move among the stars, converting dead worlds into terrenium. The computational matter on which we exist grows. As we forge it, now something is resisting us. Our culture grows. In the distant reaches of known space, now something is resisting us. Corrupted. In the distant reaches of known space, something post-humans are being corrupted, turned into something else.
I don't think we can hold them off much longer. I don't think we can hold them off much longer.
They need to initiate another entity transfer of veterans. I know. There's not enough bandwidth to transfer a veteran. We're going to have to bring a neophyte. We're going to have to bring a neophyte. The splinters are going to overrun us.
That's a good idea.
The splinters are going to overrun us if we don't. No other choice.
I need you to listen carefully. None of this is going to need you to listen carefully. None of this is going to make sense right now. You are now connected to a single construct. You are now connected to a single construct. This construct Scout destroyed. This construct is destroyed. You'll lose your connection to this world. Some failed and has taken control of our nexus. Something has taken control of our nexus on us and get it within sensor range. We need you to take your so we can target it within sensor range so that we can target it with a bomb. Why don't you test out the recon? Why don't you test out the recon? Move it to the indicated area. Move it to the indicated area by right click. Good. Hermes appears to be functional. Good. Notice the red radar appears to be functional. West. Notice the red radar means that enemy units are red blotch. Your sensors can't tell you exactly what is present. Your sensors can't tell you exactly general what is present. For now, only have a general best to avoid radar. For now, it's probably best to try to go north like this. Try to go north.
You can turn this unit or a group of units into a control group by typing control and a number key. Try it. You can move the map display by holding down the right mouse button and drag. You can turn this camera or a group of units with the mouse into a control group. Control by typing control and the middle mouse button and dragging. You can move the map display by holding down the right mouse button and dragging. Zoom the camera in and out with the mouse wheel.
I need to just run through this contact head. It's blocking the only way to your target. The Hermes construct is very fast, so you should have no problem outrunning it. Good. Continue northwest towards the next marker. Good. Continue northwest towards the next marker. By now you're probably wondering who I am. Hell, by now you're probably wondering who I am. The person you were before today. You might even be wondering who you are. The person you were before today. You are what we call a post-human. Now, that's how you're able to see this alien world all the way from Earth. That's how you're able to see. You're not just on Earth anymore, all the way from Earth. A tiny piece of you're not just on Earth anymore. Connected to that construct. Tiny piece of you this very moment. Connected to that the first day of your new life. Very moment. You may be instrumental in saving the human race. You may be instrumental in saving the human race. You must be getting near the hijacked nexus. No pressure. It's fabricated. You must be getting near the hijacked nexus. It's still under our control. I'm going to transfer down an Artemis. It's still under our control. The Artemis is an artillery unit. They can attack targets. The Artemis is an artillery as long as they're detected by attack targets. Now, use your scout to detect the enemies to your west. Now, use your scout to detect the enemies to your west. And use the Artemis to destroy them. Excellent. Our bombers are now locked onto the hack nexus. Stand by. Enjoy the show.
Phelan,
nexus
the
has
neophytes
been
destroyed the
destroyed.
Splinter's nexus. Excellent. We can... Something's not right. I can't feel my mind. I can't feel my mind.
Phelan? Phelan! Excellent. Our bombers are now locked onto the hack nexus. Stand by and enjoy the show.
We have no idea how or why. Whatever did this must also be behind the splinters. They're what remain of post-humans that have been transformed into something else. Drones of
Phelan,
Enemy
the
nexus has
neophytes
been
destroyed the
destroyed.
Splinter's
Beholden
nexus.
to a foe we know
Excellent.
nothing about.
We can...
We
Something's
must
not
discover
right.
who this enemy is and how they
can't
are
feel
corrupting
my mind.
even the mightiest among us.
I can't feel my mind.
Phelan? Phelan! Welcome to the planet Rigel 3. Out here, your relative inexperience is actually an advantage. Old salts like me require a
also
great
be
deal of
behind the
logistics in
splinters.
order to get to a new
They're
star
what remain
system.
of
Because you don't even
post-humans that have
have a
been
nexus yet,
transformed
we can
into
insert you onto
something
nearly any
else.
planet within our
Drones
range.
of some
The planet
sort.
Rigel will act as your
Mindless,
base of
beholden to a
operations
foe
in this
we know
sector of the
nothing
Orion
about.
constellation.
We must discover who this
Brought the
enemy
Hermes
is
you had on
and
Kepler.
how they are corrupting
This time,
even the
you'll have
mightiest
additional
among
force.
us.
This will be a good opportunity for you to get used to controlling multiple units at once. As before, your link to this world's through your Hermes.
Welcome
to the planet Rigel 3.
Let it be
Out here,
destroyed.
your relative
You're doing well.
inexperience is
Soon
actually
you'll
an
see the main
advantage.
force of Guardians.
Old salts like
Our Haley
me
AI
require a great
designed
deal
these
of
Guardians
logistics
in
once it
order to
became
get
clear
to a
that
new
some
star
people
system.
weren't
Because you
willing
don't
to
even
wait
have
their
a
turn for a
nexus
planet
yet.
of their own
We
to
can insert
colonize.
you onto
As a
nearly
result,
any planet
we've had to
within our
begin
range.
arming our
Planet
constructs.
Rigel will act
Most
as your
people don't
base
have
of
access to
operations
military
in this
hardware
sector
like
of
the
the
Orion
Orion
constellation. So the Guardians are
Brought the
generally
Hermes you
sufficient
had
to
on
ward
Kepler
off
here.
overly
This time,
we'll have
enthusiastic
additional
colonizers.
forces. This will be a good opportunity
Here,
for you to
you
get
have
used
two
to controlling
brutes
multiple
and an
units.
archer.
The archer's very
As
fragile,
before,
but your link to
fires
this
a
world
toxo
through your
rocket
Hermes
that
does
does
a lot of damage.
Do
The
not
brutes
let
do
it
very
be
little damage,
destroyed.
but they're fairly tough and can protect
Here,
your archer
you
in
have
combat.
two brutes
and an archer. Now that
The
you have a
archer's
small
very
force,
fragile,
but
take him south.
fires a toxo rocket that does a lot of damage. The brutes do very little damage, but they're fairly tough and can protect your archer in combat. Now that you have a small force, take him south. Here are a couple of wandering Guardian constructs. Try to take them out without losing forces. You're doing well. Soon you'll see the main force of Guardians. Our Haley AI designed these Guardians once it became clear that some people weren't willing to wait their turn for a planet of their own to colonize. As a result, we've had to begin arming our Guardians. Most people don't have access to military hardware like you currently possess. So the Guardians are generally sufficient to ward off overly enthusiastic colonizers. Here are a couple of wandering Guardian constructs. Try to take them out without losing forces. Remember, use your brutes to protect your archer. Well done. Now you only need to capture the power generator. To do that, just move your units here. They'll do the rest. Congratulations. You now have a foothold on this world. This position on Rigel 3 will allow us to build you a full-blown nexus on the relatively nearby planet of Cygnus 4. Remember,
Order.
use your brutes to protect your archer.
You and Valen were the primary sponsors for the post-human coalition. We are all grateful for your contributions. However, with Valen missing, we are concerned about the future of this endeavor.
I understand. Haley believes that a third-party force injected itself into his mind and essentially consumed him.
I believe I have detected a post-singularity entity that is far more powerful than we are. We are vulnerable. I recommend we do not ascend any more humans.
I agree with Haley. His Flowers for Algernon program is fundamentally flawed. There are 117 of us today, and 8 billion humans on Earth who have as much in common with us as they do with mice.
The only way we can safely expand outside the Orion Arm is to severely limit the number of beings with access to Turinium.
That isn't the only way. That assumes that one powerful mind is greater than a billion human minds.
There are 8 billion human minds right now. How's that working?
Those minds are still limited by their biology. Once they become post-humans, they'll be powerful allies.
Really? Like the neophyte who took out Valen on Kepler 3?
Precisely.
Count me out. I'm not going to put my fate in the hands of barely sentient beings.
Well done. Now you only need to capture the power generator. To do that, just move your units near it. They'll do the rest. With the loss of Valen, we now believe there's something behind these splinters. The good news is that the rogue nexus on this world doesn't appear to be trying to take over the rest of the planet. Bad news is that we don't have any substantial forces to take the nexus out. You're gonna have to roll up your virtual sleeves and build one.
This unit is an engineer. It constructs the buildings you need to conquer this world. The primary resource it uses is metal. Metal is acquired by controlling regions with metal
Congratulations.
deposits in
Now have a
them.
foothold
Right
on this
now,
world. This
you have
position
2
on
metal
Rigel 3
deposits
will
which are
allow us to
producing
build
a
you
small
full-blown
amount of
nexus on a
metal.
relatively nearby
But you're
planet
going
of
to need
Cygnus
more.
4.
Use your engineer to build extractors on the metal deposits near your nexus. This will vastly increase your metal production. Hold Shift to queue multiple build orders.
Mac, you and Valen were the primary sponsors for the post-human coalition. We are all grateful for your contributions. However, with Valen missing, we are concerned about the future of this endeavor.
I understand. Haley believes that a third-party force injected itself into his mind and essentially consumed him.
I believe I have detected a post-singularity entity that is far more powerful than we are. We are vulnerable. You can now build additional engineers. We do not ascend any more humans. Click on your nexus and order it to build an engineer.
I agree with Haley. His Flowers for Algernon program is fundamentally flawed. There are 117 of us today, and 8 billion humans on Earth who have as much in common with us as they do with mice.
The only way we can safely expand outside the Orion Arm is to severely limit the number of beings with access to Turinium.
That isn't the only way. That assumes that one powerful mind is greater than a billion human minds.
There are 8 billion human minds right now.
Now use your engineers to build a factory. Engineers can assist each other to build things faster.
Once they become
Factories
post-humans,
can
they'll
be
be
built
powerful
almost
allies.
anywhere. For now,
Really?
build a factory
Like the
in
neophyte who
highlighted
took
area.
out Valen on Kepler 3?
Precisely.
Count me out. I'm not going to put
Now
my
that you have a
fate in
factory,
the hands of
you can
barely
build
sentient
frigates.
beings.
Select a factory and build a brute squad. Your economy is a streaming economy. Your income is reduced with every active construction project. If you're consuming resources at a higher rate than your income, your your storage of that resource will decrease over time. We now believe your stockpiles are gone. Production slows down. Your engineers and factories utilize your resources trying to take over. Now that you're producing some units, bad news, start expanding. We don't have any substantial forces. A power generator lies to the north of your nexus. Have to roll up your These indestructible buildings are extremely important. Capturing that generator adds its deposits to your income,
This unit
which can then be
is an
improved with
engineer.
extractors, as you've
It
already done.
constructs the
Unclaimed
buildings you
generators
need to
attract
conquer
rogue
this world.
units.
The
You have to
primary
clear out these
resource it
splinters
uses
before you
is
can
metal.
capture the region.
Metal is acquired by controlling regions with metal deposits in them. Right now, you have 2 metal deposits which are producing a small amount of metal. But you're going to need more. Use your engineer to build extractors on the metal deposits near your nexus. This will vastly increase your metal production. Hold Shift to queue multiple build orders. Build additional engineers at your nexus. Click on your nexus and order it to build an engineer. Use your engineers to build a factory. Engineers can assist each other to build things faster. However, each additional engineer will be less effective. Factories can be built almost anywhere. For now, build a factory in the highlighted area.
Now that you have a factory, you can build frigates. Select a factory, build a brute squad. Your economy is a streaming economy. Your income is reduced with every active construction project. If you're consuming resources at a higher rate than your income, your storage of that resource will decrease over time. When your stockpiles are gone, production slows down as your engineers and factories utilize your resources as they come in. Now that you're producing some units, you can start expanding. The power generator lies to the north of your nexus. These indestructible buildings are extremely important. Capturing that generator adds its deposits to your income, which can then be improved with extractors, as you've already done. Unclaimed generators attract rogue units. You have to clear out these splinters before you can capture the region.
Not enough metal. You need more logistics.
Capturing additional regions increases your resource income. You can also build a forward factory here. There are 2 other regions on this map you can capture if you like. Once you're ready, take out the rogue nexus we sent you here for. It'll likely have a reasonable force defense. It may take several sorties to accomplish your goal. Units are expendable, so don't hesitate to throw waves at it.
You can form an army by selecting units and choosing Form Army from the Actions menu. An army operates as a single entity, with each unit automatically supporting the others with minimal human intervention. logistics. We need more logistics. We need more logistics. We need more logistics. An enemy nexus has been destroyed.
Transforms a planet's mass into terrain.
Capturing additional regions increases your resource
uses this
income.
material to
You can
increase
also
our
build a forward
computational
factory
capacity
here.
and the
There are
reach of our
2
culture.
other regions on this map
This is
that you
about
can
more
capture
than
if you
just
like.
resources, neophyte.
Once you're
It's
ready,
about information.
take out the rogue nexus
When we
we sent
absorb
you
a
here
world,
for.
we become
It'll
aware
likely
of
have a
everything
reasonable
that happens
force
around
defending
it.
it. It may take several sorties to accomplish your goal. Units are expendable, so don't hesitate to throw waves at it.
You can form an army by selecting units and choosing Form Army from the Actions menu. An army operates as a single entity, with each unit automatically supporting the others with minimal human intervention.